What's up, guys? My name is Georgios, and it's been a while since I last made a video. Um, but it's the NFL playoffs. I know I missed last week. I was gonna do something last week, didn't have a time because of work and everything. But better late than never. So we got in about 2 hours. We have the Jaguars facing the Chiefs. So as you can see, it's not the greatest setup for a video, but try to do what I can at the moment. Given that I don't have a lot of time to actually set it up. But regardless of that. So what we're talking about today is the playoffs. And I'm gonna give my own predictions. But it might be, not the greatest of especially for one of the games. Not the greatest of predictions. Because some of it has to do with like just the gut feeling. Which it's either gonna age like milk or it's gonna age like wine by the end of this day. So, anyways, without rumbling too much, let's get into it. The first game I'm gonna start with is the Cowboys at the 49ers in San Francisco. That one, I know the Cowboys are 100% a team that is not to be trusted in the playoffs. 100%. And on the other hand, you have the 49ers with Brock Purdy, who has been lighting it up. For some reason, even though it's the 49ers in San Francisco, I don't know exactly. I can't pinpoint it exactly why. Actually, no, I can. It came to mind now. So, even though it's in San Francisco, so 49ers are going to have the advantage. The 49ers have a great defense. The Cowboys, I feel like they have as good of a defense as the 49ers do. And as long as the offensive game plan is good, and they don't get off to a slow start, I think the Cowboys offense is going to be able to outscore the 49ers. Now, that doesn't mean the 49ers offense isn't good. I just think the Cowboys at quarterback have a bit more experience for this kind of games. Even though, again, with Prescott, they've choked before. So I get that 100%. I understand it. But, having said that, I feel like this is the year where Prescott is actually going to, in the clutch, he's actually going to perform properly and win the team the game. Definitely, I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last. It's definitely going to be a shootout. Even though the defenses are good, they're going to have some good drives, both defenses. But I feel like the offenses are too good, especially when the 49ers have Christian McCaffrey. The Cowboys have a really good running game with both Pollard and Elliott. So, sorry if I butchered the name. Anyways. So, personally, I think the Cowboys are going to win, even though the Cowboys are not to be trusted in the playoffs. But that's my pick, for that one at least. Next, we have the Eagles against the Giants. Personally, I do not like Philadelphia at all. Been to the city once to watch a soccer game, and specifically went there to watch the team that was playing against Philadelphia. So, not really a big fan of Philadelphia as a city. But also, I'm not really a big fan of the Philadelphia Eagles fan base. So I will say, right off the bat, I'm a little bit biased against the Eagles. But, even though they have a great team, they've had a great season, and it's not like, they haven't won a championship before, because obviously they won a few years ago. But I do think this is going to be the game where the Eagles are going to get surprised. There was also earlier today, there was reports that at the hotel that the Giants are staying at, there was no water in the morning. Which, very Philly. Very Philly-like. I feel like the Giants, especially in that last game, because I get it, the Eagles beat them twice this season. But at the same time, the Eagles in the second game, week 18, They faced the Giants team that was playing their backups, and they could barely win. Like the Giants weren't scoring, but the Giants defense was holding the Eagles to either field goals or just punt the ball away. So, given that, and then also the fact that I feel like the team is going to get motivated, but the fact that they pretty sure purposely didn't have water in the morning, I feel like the Giants are going to actually upset the Eagles in Philadelphia. And that stadium is going to probably throw things on the field if that does happen. But I pick the Giants. In the AFC, you have the Bills against the Bengals. And that was going to be a tough game. For a bunch of different reasons, obviously. But given the fact that it's in Buffalo, I want to say the Buffalo Bills have the advantage. And given the fact that it's against the Bengals, where, in Cincinnati against the Bengals, that's what everything happened with Hamlin. I feel like they're going to be motivated. Even though, it wasn't the Bengals' fault, but still. They're going to be motivated throughout the whole playoffs. But I don't really want to bet against Joe Burrow either. So, and the thing that concerns me the most about the Bills is the fact that they barely beat the Dolphins and their third-string quarterback. The Dolphins were in that game for way too long. Way longer than they ever had a right to be in. So, the Bengals weren't 100% convincing either in their win. But that one I'm conflicted about. Because, on one hand, Buffalo is, emotionally charged. And they're playing Buffalo. And they're playing against the Bengals. So I feel like they should have the advantage. At the same time, they really struggled against a Dolphins team that they should have easily beaten. The Dolphins barely managed to make it to the playoffs in the first place. I think it came to the last 2 minutes against the Jets in the regular season finale for them to actually manage to make it to the playoffs. So, because for the longest, it was the Steelers that were about to make it to the playoffs. We were talking about the Patriots. But anyways, so to go against that team and struggle, to some degree at least, especially defensively, I think it's going to be a close game. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be a shootout, but I feel like it has a lot of potential to be a shootout between the two offenses. I like Joe Burrow, so I'll make the pick. I'm going to say the Bengals win. Up to the Bills. The Bills have another year of playoff heartbreak. And the Bengals move on to the AFC Championship game for the second year in a row. And last but not least, we have the Jaguars at Kansas City in Arrowhead. So that one should be straightforward. And obviously, on paper, the Chiefs should be able to beat the Jaguars easily. They got Patrick Mahomes, they got Travis Kelce, they got the crowd in Arrowhead that's going to go crazy for the playoff game. They have a good defense. But they also had a week off, which, on one hand, yeah, they rested up. On the other hand, there's a lot of times where teams have the first week bye, or the playoffs, and then they come back and they lose on the very next game. So, it can go both ways. Top of that, you have a Jaguars team that is young. They're confident now after coming back from a 27-0 deficit to even make it through this game. So, I feel like out of all the games that are supposed to be, there's a favorite in each game, I feel like this one is the one that is most likely to have an upset. And I know, that's the one that I said at the beginning, that it could age like milk or it could age like wine. I want to pick the Chiefs. And I would pick the Chiefs, actually. But don't be surprised if the Jaguars actually come out and beat the Chiefs. Even if it's on the last-minute field goal, like a last-second field goal. I feel like this game has the most potential for an upset than any of the other games. So, and I know, as I said, I picked the Chiefs, even though and then the very next sentence I said, oh, I think the Jaguars have the best chance to actually upset them. So I'm not sure how that goes exactly, because now it just seems in my head like I'm flip-flopping. But you know what? Screw it. I'll pick the Jaguars in this game, because I feel like they have the best chance to actually upset in the playoffs. To cause an upset in the playoffs right now, because they have the confidence and they're finding a Chiefs team that is rusty for not playing last week. Every single game obviously has a favorite and an underdog. I feel like this is the game the underdog. This one and the Giants against the Eagles game. I feel like these two are the ones that will be the biggest upsets, but also they're the most likely to be the upsets, if that makes any sense. So if anybody's gonna upset anyone, basically, I think is the Giants upsetting the Eagles and the Jaguars upsetting the Chiefs. So we'll see in a few hours if I'm right or completely wrong about this game with the Jaguars and the Chiefs. And by the end of this weekend, we're going to see if I'm completely wrong on everything that I just said. But this is my quick little prediction video, which wasn't very coherent, I guess. But again, didn't have enough time. But I just wanted to get back into making videos. Hopefully, I'll be making them a little bit more, what's the word? A bit more consistently. And Monday, I'm definitely going to make another one. Monday or Tuesday. To see how my predictions from this video went. Which has a lot of potential to either be great or completely horrendous. Because I just realized I picked 4 underdogs. Technically. So yeah. I don't really have an outro yet. I'm going to work on that. But in the meantime, it's good to be back, I guess. Obviously, I'm going to have to fix, the whole setup over here. But, I'll see you guys again on Monday. Can make a video, see how my predictions went. And let's see. Hopefully they didn't go as bad as I have the potential of it going. If that makes any sense. Anyways, peace out, guys.